The last race of Super 1 in 2018 in the entire paddock, and we thought the TKM Extreme Season finale was going to be close. It's even closer in Senior Rotax, as it turns out. A great weekend for Joe Turney, puts him on pole. Apps is second from Johnson and Foster. To Sang is fifth alongside Gus Lawrence. From Rhys Hunter and Morgan Rose, Charlie Turner is only ninth alongside Spencer Barrow. And both Rhys Hunter and Charlie Turner are still fighting for the championship, don't forget. But there is a strong possibility that if it finishes like this, Joe Turney will be champion, as Morgan Rose is breaking down in the background. You could just about see it. There is Morgan Rose coming to a stop. But Joe Turney, we've calculated unofficially that if Joe Turney wins, Charlie Turner must finish fifth or better to win the title. It's come down to this as they go through turn 3.
Yeah, Rhys Hunter's not out of it either, but we think the main protagonist here could be Turney. Now, Turney always has pace, and when he hits the front, he quite often will clear off. Now, if he does that, as you say, Jake, we've calculated, it is our calculations, and I sometimes get these wrong, ask Joe Fowler, he'll tell you. We think that Turner has to finish fifth to beat him, and that would be tied points, but on countback, Turner, we believe, would win it.
Yes, he would, because he's got a higher dropped score, hasn't he? So that would basically give Charlie Turner the championship fight if they were dead level on points. So it's going to be a very tough race from here on in, as we watch the battle with Rob Ellis there trying to get himself further up the order, and a nice move, he gets there. That was a beautiful little tussle there as he got up the inside of Sam Walker. But up at the front, there's the championship ramifications. Charlie Turner slipping down to 9th place, and that means that Joe Turney is 4 points ahead of him, and he is 10 points now ahead of Rhys Hunter as well.
This is the best scenario for Joe Turney. I think coming into this round, to be honest, looking at the points he was behind, I'm not sure he could have dreamed about this scenario, but it's all working for him at the moment as Apps goes up the inside. I think that is for second place.
That's on Johnson, and now it looks as though Tommy Foster's going to get through. He has, and up the inside too goes Rhys Hunter. So down to 5th, from 2nd goes James Johnson, but Rhys Hunter, 3rd in the championship, that gains him an extra point. So that will put him on 7.27 as he crosses the line this time. Charlie Turner's making up a couple of places on this lap as well. So that's going to tighten the gap up from 10 points across the 3 of them to 9 points across the 3 of them. But Turner's going to gain a couple of points. There he goes, up the inside there, making the move on Gus Lawrence.
He'd already made 1 place on this lap. Now he's made 2, and his points tally will go up to, what, 7.34? There you go. So he's up to 7.34. He needs another couple of places. And it doesn't matter then what Joe Turney does. Joe Turney has to concentrate on his job, though. His job is to win this race and let the cards fall where they may.
Yeah, but win the race is very tough when you've got the likes of Miles Apps and Tommy Foster to play with. Here goes Apps up the inside. He makes the move. Tommy Foster gets the move. So that is 4 points dropped for Joe Turney. That means that Charlie Turner will take the lead of the Drivers' Championship again, based on the fact as well that Turner has got himself now into 6th position. He's made up another couple of places. So Charlie Turner is fighting back with bravado.
Great battle going in there for around about the 10th to 15th spot. Amazing racing all the way through the field.
So Joe Turney now in 3rd position with his teammate and championship rival Rhys Hunter in there in 4th position behind him. Look back, there is Charlie Turner, red helmet as they come off of the final turn. Number 5, Charlie Turner, there's the change in positions. Charlie Turner's on 7.35, Joe Turney's now on 7.32. That's how close it is for the championship. Turney's got to win this race now.
It's all been turned on its head in 1 lap, Jake. That's how quickly it can change, but Charlie Turner will want to keep moving forward and hope that he can get up somewhere near to Joe Turney, and then just keep an eye on him, and then he can manage the gap, manage the points from there.
Fastest lap of the race to the leading rookie, Kian Sang, who's been absolutely on fire all weekend long. Great to see him really come of age in this rookie campaign of his in 2018. He has put on really an amazing show. He's in 5th position at the moment. In fact, ironically, if Turney were to get back into the lead, Kian Sang would be the man who stood between Charlie Turner and the championship if Turney was to get back into the lead of the race. So Kien Sang in 5th position, actually in a very crucial position as far as Charlie Turner is concerned. Turner may not even quite be able to see who's leading at this point, but now he can, because Tommy Foster's dived up the inside of Miles Apps and taken the lead. Now, the last time Tommy Foster took the lead, he ran away and disappeared 5 seconds up the road in one of the races earlier this weekend. So that could be critical for Joe Turney. Now that Foster's in the lead, he does not want to let him get too far ahead.
This is now not looking good for Joe Turney. Doesn't look like he's quite got the pace of the two guys out front of him, but we know he's a battler. He'll stick with it. He won't give up, that's for sure. In 3rd place at the moment, he really needs the win. Got to get out first and hope that Turner will drop back, or at least stay where he is in 6th place. You can see if you count the back, that is Turner there in 6th.
Apps up the inside of Tommy Foster. Now that's definitely helped Joe Turney's cause, because that could have been Tommy Foster disappearing out into the distance. Apps has shut that down at Bobby Game corner, and he's pushed Foster effectively back into the path of Joe Turney. So Joe will get that motivation sky high once again. Watch him try and make a lunge on Tommy Foster on this lap. He'll want to do it sooner rather than later to get good track position, but Foster's making the move for Apps, and Hunter's making the move for Turney, and Kien Sang will try and get up the inside of Joe Turney as well. This has not gone well.
It's all going wrong for Joe Turney. He's got to win it. He's now 4th and under pressure for 4th. Gus Lawrence puts in the fastest lap. Here comes another change for the lead.
That's Apps and Hunter through as well. That's important. We need to focus on Rhys Hunter as well, because he's still in the game. He could still win this championship. If he gets a win and the other two have a disappointing run, Rhys Hunter could snatch it from them both.
Up through the S's one more time. All to play for. Apps on the 14 out front. Good to see Miles right at the front of the field one more time. 63 in behind was Rhys Hunter.
Tommy Foster still there in 3rd position as they come off the turn. Then it is the GP plate again of Joe Turney. He's held on in front of Kien Sang initially. So now they come back down the home stretch. 6 minutes on the door, plus an additional lap on the tail of it.
Turney down. Turney.
Oh,
down
there goes
third.
Hunter. Hunter. So Turney would drop to 3rd if it stays like this now, because Charlie Turner's got himself back up the order. Joe Turney has now slipped behind Rhys Hunter. Rhys Hunter now into the lead of the race. And now if Charlie Turner has a bad couple of laps, Rhys Hunter can be the champion. But Foster's going to get him straight back. Apps is going to get him back as well. So Rhys Hunter desperately needs to win. The only way really he could be champion is if he takes a win or a second and the other two have a bad run. 5 points between them in the championship finale. You couldn't call it any closer than this. Rhys Hunter, he's got a mechanical flag. They've just given Rhys Hunter a mechanical flag. The championship's over. Look at the rear bumper. It's listening to the left-hand side. Rhys Hunter's championship is over.
What an absolute disaster. Oh, what a killer for Rhys Hunter.
That is so
such
unfair. Unbelievable. But Rhys Hunter, he's got to accept the punishment. Miles Apps is through. He's basically, that's not even a penalty. That's a safety warning he's been given. There goes Joe Turney through. Rhys Hunter tries to get him straight back. He can't believe it.
You can see the bumper snap, Jake. It snapped, and that's, well,
he can't believe it.
You just can't see that happening.
He refuses to accept it. He's got back past Joe Turney. He will have seen the mechanical flag on the digiboard as he went under it. Joe Turney dives back up the inside. That's let to Sang and Turner through. Turner past Turney. So Charlie Turner almost certainly looking to be champion now. But Joe Turney knows he's got a long, long race to go yet. 4.5 minutes, he tries to make the move. Charlie Turner shuts the door down. If that's how it's going to stay, Charlie Turner's going to be the champion. But for Rhys Hunter, it's agony.
Turner knows now he's in front of the man who can take the championship off him. You would argue he might be better off being behind him, but in these days of nose cone penalties and people supposedly brake checking people, Joe Turney, I think he's a much better driver than that. It's not in Joe's makeup, that sort of tactic.
Rhys Hunter's not pulling off. He's not prepared to accept it as Gus Lawrence dives at the inside. Hunter gets him straight back. That's the second time Rhys Hunter has passed the line with the mechanical flag showing. He just doesn't want to accept it.
One more, and that's a black flag. The officials will take a dim view. He's having a quick look behind him. I'm not sure whether he's looking behind. He knows, he will have seen the mechanical flag, see what the problem is with the bumper. It's literally just snapped.
Oh, there goes Turney up the inside of Turner, and he gets through. So Joe Turney hits the front in the battle with him and Charlie Turner, so he gets back through to fourth, but it's still going to be enough for Charlie Turner to win the championship. Joe Turney beating him isn't good enough. He's got to beat him and hope that Charlie Turner is sixth or lower.
Now, What does Turner do
Rhys
here?
Hunter still hasn't pitted.
Yeah,
He is risking a black flag here now, Rhys
he
Hunter.
really
He
is.
cannot afford to be excluded. What happens if something happens with the two up front? He could still get out there and score some points. He could still end up as the champion. You can't afford.
He's not going to repair that, though. That bumper cannot be repaired, and there's not enough time to take it off and put it back
there isn't,
on.
no,
I know
3
from
minutes.
experience, you're never going to do that in time.
Well, Rhys Hunter just trying to see what would have happened, I suppose, if he carried on. But he's looking down, he's looking around the kart. What is it that's broken?
Yeah.
What is it that's let me
But
down?
the problem is now, I mean, although he might think, well, I'll just stay with it, you know, never know, something might happen.
There goes Apps on Foster. He takes the lead.
The problem with that is he could get an exclusion from the race for ignoring flags.
Here he goes up the inside. Foster gets the place back, so Foster retakes the lead from Apps. These two having an amazing dice, and if they keep it up, we're going to get an amazing run for the victory, in which case Joe Turney would get another chance. Oh, well defended by Foster. That was beautiful how he shut him down.
And look at the man in third, Kinter Sang. Great performance by Kin today. Third place, can he take a win?
Well, he's not far off it, and if these two keep jostling for position, it could happen as Rhys Hunter has finally pulled in. What a disaster for Rhys Hunter. His championship ends and he doesn't get the black flag. If he'd have carried on, I think he knew he would have got it, but, well, that's so disappointing. Rhys Hunter could very easily have won the title today and looked like he had the speed and the gusto to do it. But with the mechanical flag, it's game over. Now we've got 1:44 plus the additional lap to decide who's going to be the senior Rotax champion for 2018.
Now,
Charlie Turner or Joe Turney?
Now, Turner knows fifth place is good enough, whatever Turney does. But he can see where Turney is right in front of him, minute 30 on the clock. Doesn't really need to do anything here, Charlie Turner. But if Joe Turney can get the lead back, it's unlikely, I think, with such a short period of time to go. Turner knows he can just sit there in fifth, but he has got a couple of people right behind him. He's got to be aware of them and aware of what Turney is doing.
3 laps to go as they come across the line. Miles Apps makes a bid to get through, and Joe Turney sweeps past Kinter Sang. Here we go. His bid for the victory begins. He's got to go for it here. A warning flag goes out to Sam Walker for some misdemeanor. But now they come off the Litchfield Bridge. Joe Turney, game attack mode initiated as he charges after Miles Apps. Battle engaged round the outside. He's going to try and get the switchback move. Joe Turney unleashes the pace, and there he goes for the lead. He's actually got through past Foster as well. Joe Turney leaps to the front. That is one heck of a move.
That is absolutely incredible.
And Tsang, look, has gone with Apps past Foster.
And this is the exact scenario now. If they go through the line like this, we think they'll be tied on points.
But Turner will win on countback.
Turner will win on countback. Let's just keep an eye on those points. At the moment, you've got Turner 7.36.
And with 2 laps to go as they come across the line as well. These
Turner,
2 laps will dictate the championship.
Now, how's this going to pan out?
Yeah, there you go. They're tied for points, but Turner gets it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a tie at the moment, and we're into is this the last lap?
Penultimate lap.
Penultimate lap. So just 2 to go, and this is the exact scenario that Charlie Turner needs to win the championship. But now, look, he's got cars queuing up behind him. He can't allow any of them to get past him. And Turney is out front. This is a nightmare here for Turner. His heart is going to be racing right now.
Well, here comes Johnson up past Gus Lawrence. That could help if he wants to play the team game. He probably won't want to, James Johnson, because it's the last round of the championship. He wants to secure a top 6 position in the Drivers' Championship, which is not quite going to happen thanks to the resurgence of Miles Apps and Tommy Foster. So those two are likely to overtake him in the point standings.
James Johnson, by the way, is right behind Charlie Turner, and Charlie Turner is lucky that's James Johnson, because James Johnson is going to play rear gunner to his teammate here. I know they pay the same to be in the team, but James Johnson is never going to overtake him.
Watch out for Foster!
Overtaking.
Oh, Joe Turney getting
off.
sideways there as Apps tries to close him down, but I think Foster has swept by Tsang into 3rd position, has he? Yes, he has. That was one heck of a move at the chicane, and Charlie Turner's got through as well. Charlie Turner has also got through. That puts him into 4th. That seals it. If Charlie Turner stays there, he will be the champion no matter what. Look at these two battling. Joe Turney and Miles Apps. Joe Turney's got to stay out of trouble. He's got to get the win here to stand any chance.
James Johnson was defending, not his own line. He was defending his teammate on the
Apps
side.
has gone! Apps has gone. That sealed it. Charlie Turner's going to get 3rd. Charlie Turner's going to get third. Miles Apps is fuming, but I'm afraid I think you did that one on your own, mate. Joe Turney hangs on for the victory. Foster's going to get second, and Charlie Turner is going to be third, and that will make him the champion. Here they come. Joe Turney wins the race. That was why he looks back. Damn it! Charlie Turner's there in third.
He's delighted, isn't he?
Charlie Turner, euphoric, absolutely deserving. Let's look at that move again. This is Miles Apps going for Joe Turney into the final chicane. Watch his move. Look, he tries to get the inside of Joe Turney. There's not enough room.
Yeah, it almost like, it's like he knows he's going to run into the back of Joe Turney and hits the brakes, and he knows that's all his own work, unfortunately. But again, yeah, well, you can see there he's just gutted.
Well, Joe Turney wins the last race of the year. He had to do that, but Tommy Foster in second and Charlie Turner in third, and that makes Charlie Turner the champion. Good work from Brad Barrett to make up 16 places, and a great race to end the year. Joe, a very tough fight in Senior Max this time. It was so nearly the championship as well, but to win the last race of the year, that was pretty satisfying.
Yeah, definitely ended up on a high with the race win, but yeah, to come that close to the championship, it would have been nice to do the double, but not quite this time, so I think we'll probably have another go at it next year.
So obviously one title won. We now know what your plans are for 2019, but it's been a very exciting year. Who have you got to thank for your performance in Rotax?
All at KR Sport, my dad for mechanicking and Rotax, all my family, Two-Toe Money, Arrow Helmets, Cosmic Carts as well.
Looks like we'll be seeing you on the top spot again many times in 2019.
Yeah,
have a great winter.
Thank you, hope so.
Well, Charlie, a fantastic end to the season. It was so tight in that last race. You fell down the order, you fought your way back. I mean, the pressure must have been intense.
Yeah, the race was so intense. To be honest with you, I'm out of breath, to be honest with you. Even now, after like 2 hours ago, I think the race finished. But yeah, it was a really tense race. All I had to do was come top 5 and be guaranteed champion, obviously, even if Joe won the race. And I saw he got the lead, and I thought, no, I've got to stay where I am. I didn't want to overtake anyone, or I had to keep people. Luckily, my teammates were behind me to try and help me out a bit. But then I dropped back a bit, and I got back up to 5th. And on the last lap, I don't know what happened. There was 2 guys in front of me that I think had a bit of a tussle under the bridge. And I got up to 4th, and I thought that should be all right. And then my teammate Miles Apps, just, I don't know what happened to him. He just spun into the chicane and ended up on 3rd. And I thought that was a bonus. And it's just like, yeah, championship, and I'm over the moon.
When there's so many drivers battling for the championship and it's changing hands multiple times during the course of the race, I mean, how did you keep in touch with everything? How did you make sure that, you know, you were going to keep the pressure up?
Well, the most important thing was just to stay calm, and obviously it was so intense as well. I mean, I think at the time 3 or 4 drivers could have won the championship. That's all I had to do. My team told me just to stay calm, and whatever happened, and it was just fantastic. I'm just so over the moon to win the championship.
Well, the relief must be immense, and obviously the team have already started celebrating. Who do you want to thank for the year?
I'd like to thank my family. My mum and dad have been great support all year. My team, Dan Holland Racing, they've been fantastic, and my engine tuner, Steve Ogden, for the amazing engines he's been giving me all year. So thank you.
Charlie Turner, Senior Rotax Champion. Get used to it.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Great season for Charlie Turner, and delighted for him. He was over the moon coming through the line. 3 points in it between him and Joe Turney in the end, with Rhys Hunter unfortunately DNFing, Tommy Foster in 4th, and Brad Barrett with a great drive in the final race of the season, finishing 5th in the championship. Well, as the drone comes into land for its last flight of the season, we look forward to 2019. Registrations open on the Super1Series.com website on November the 1st. Make sure you get your registrations in. Some classes could be capped. We'll see you next year.